Hello, my loves. Here we are. Here we are again. Giving thanks for this time of togetherness, of unity, of connection. I know it's helping me greatly as part of the ritual. Keeps me on path during all of this crazy time. This chance to just stop and sit together. So, true gratitude for this vehicle, this venue, and this us, right? This us. So there is so much happening right now, so much happening right now. Give yourself some time to locate a position that could help you in the processing, right? That you can allow yourself to really sit feeling supported in everything that is swirling around and within right now. Remembering that this practice of oneness, of yoga, of union, can only really be possible if we're willing to be with what's there. Thank you for the hearts. Hello, Patrick. Oh, my machine just went off. Nice to see you. Keep them coming, keep them coming. Right back at you. Let's tune in. Let's breathe in. From the heart, everyone. Namaste. Namaste. Ooh! So, we got so much going on. And then the full moon just kind of puts it all in this big, gigantic bubble of intensity. So, first and foremost, this is a forum for us to get real, right? It's less about getting out of anything or being taught something, and really just us holding space for each other to feel what we feel, I feel you, I hear you. And I join in that experience. So what I mean by that is once you're on a spiritual path, or once you have a consistent practice, it's not like you separate yourself from the problems completely, like you're still a human being walking the same planet feeling the rumble of the earth underneath, right? So I am by no means separate from this crazy, crazy time, right? And I attempt to just really hold space, hold space for each other, to just have a seat and catch our breath and realize that we are not alone. And secondly, as I come to the plate today, if you will, there of course is a sense of urgency surging through me on what is it that I could possibly say to assist us over these next 2 days, months, however long it will be before we find out. In addition to all the other concerns that we all are all having right now. And there isn't anything that I can say. There is no magic word or pill or form of instruction other than, giving each other permission to feel what we feel. And I don't think we're really very accustomed to that. We're taught by our culture how to get out, right? And we live by rules and regulations. We live by judgment and criticisms. We live by high comparison and great preference. So that creates a lot of this and this, like frantic looking, right? We're very accustomed to occupying our minds on events and projects. Like we have these kind of dates, if you will, like come tomorrow, and this is what I have to do. I have to show up, I have to do this, I have to be the soldier in line. And yes, that is very much part of the experience, that we have to do some sort of active contribution. And yes, there is a date hanging over our heads, but that's not our entire lives, right? So we're just accustomed, right? Our culture is accustomed to living by dates and projection and being project-oriented, goal-orientated. So that all of that kind of takes us out of the self. Basically what I'm getting to is I'm trying to address the fact that there is high anxiety and great uncertainty right now for most of us. I think that that's pretty fair to say. I'm feeling it. I'm not sleeping at night, and it's not even really because of my concerns and my fears, and I wonder what's going to happen tomorrow at midnight and blah, blah, blah. Even though I do, of course, share that. But I'm feeling it from society. I'm not sleeping because I can feel everyone's anxiety right now. And everyone's great insecurity, right, at this time of great uncertainty. So, what to do, ho-hum, ho-hum, how do we get through? And as I was saying earlier, part of our work is to just show up and pay attention, right? So I'm asking that we might sit and hold space for each other to be in our anxiety and to address the uncertainty. To have a relationship with what is uncertain is terribly challenging, right? How do you even do that? Because the minute you start to think about a certain date, a certain event, we're already outside of the self, and we're already driving ourselves into how we're gonna operate when it happens, right? We're gonna board up the house, we're gonna run to Europe, we're gonna, we have all of these, it's we live for the project beyond the next project, right? So we have, let's just clean the slate and say we have a wedding to go to in 3 months. And all of our energy and time is focused on the wedding. I have to lose 20 pounds so that I can look good in my outfit, and then I will feel good, and then I will be good, right? So we kind of have this date that we attach ourselves that has not happened yet, and then we have this project to get us up into that date. And then when that date happens, everything is going to be better, right? So we work ourselves into everything being better, right? This is how we live, right? And now all of a sudden we're being asked to like, well, we don't know anything, and everything is uncertain, and we just have to wait it out. And when it occurs, we have to trust that we can handle it to the best way we can. That we don't have to run, jumping out of the skin to create the next project and how to handle it and set up the next event. We can, this time right now, as effing awful as it is in so many ways, right? The nightmare of our existence right now, right, is a gift, right? There are so many silver linings in this time. And one of them right now is us being called to the action of sitting and breathing with uncertainty. Because the reality is, we know nothing. The reality is, no matter how much we want to predict, plan, be the project of the future, none of us know what is going to happen next. None of us know what is going to happen next in the next minute. We like to think we do, and then we kind of celebrate the fact that we were right? We're really good at that, right? All of that stuff is outside. All of that stuff is ego-based. All of that stuff is a way to control, right? If this happens, then I will feel good. If this happens, then I won't feel good, right? And we set it up in such a way that we're boxing ourselves in instead of freeing ourselves out, right? So even though we're all experiencing this difficult time together, there are still choices on how we can operate and how we can have relationship to this world that we're living in right now. If we don't like it, especially if we don't like it. If we don't prefer it, especially if we don't prefer it, right? So we're learning how to get out of our own box. This guy, the mind, right? We are more than the mind. We are more than the thoughts. We are more than the projections. We are more than the projects, right? We don't have to figure out how we're going to live through the next 4 years or the next couple of days. Like, we must trust that we will get through it as it shows up in the moment, right? As the relationship happens in the moment, we'll spontaneously have a response to it, rather than having this constant, living in this constant state of reaction, right? So we are being gifted this time to just sit in what is, even if we don't like it, in such a way that we're learning how to have more of an organic, more of a natural relationship to it. And within that, we're starting to learn that we're starting to realize that we can handle uncertainty. We're learning how to handle stuff through this crisis. Many crises, right? We're going to come out of this experience stronger. Yes, we're going to feel broken. Yes, we're going to be angry. Yes, we are going to be afraid. Of course, we're human beings, right? What do we want? We want to just box ourselves in and have everything perfect and planned out and projected and set up. What kind of a life would that really be? We'd be robots. We'd be zombies, right? So this right now, everything that we are feeling as we hold space for each other is part of the gift of being human. And we are learning in the moment how to navigate through it. Not out of it, but how to navigate through this day with our fear, with our anger, with our impatience. We're learning how to navigate. I'm digging now for a nice little neat bow to tie it up in, but you know what? I think that's not available, because that's what we all want, right? We want the neat little bow to tie everything up on and kind of complete the project for the day. And, you know, it's just a big old mess in front of us. But the more we can just kind of admit and sit in and with it, the easier a time we'll have getting through it together. You know, we can spend the whole day, what if, oh my God, I hope not, right? How is that going to serve us, right? So let's just try. Let's just try to go in. Let's just try to sit and go in and deal with what is there. Really just let ourselves feel. And as we do so, we're learning how to embrace our reality. We're learning how to navigate through the moment that we're living. Rather than skirting it, rather than reacting, you know, there's going to be a lot of reaction over the next couple days, right? We got to try to find our center so that we don't get thrown and tossed into that craziness, right? So find some roots, right? Just like, you know, plant a seed, right? Dig into the dirt, put a seed in the soil, pat it down, and then tend to it each and every day. Tend to it, right? And know that that seed is underneath the surface. It's protected. And it is from that protection, from being underneath the surface, that it grows roots, that it grows intention-based roots that latch onto soil and get stronger through its nourishment, right? So this is about kind of going underneath the layers of chaos as the bullets stream over the head, right? You're going underneath it. And you're finding your seat of center through it, even if it's just for like 3 minutes, right? Because the other, you know, what's the choice? To just be like, like 24/7? Like, let's try to give yourself a break of that for just like a few minutes, right? Just a few minutes. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Do it a couple more times. Sense something moving around a little bit, like a decompression, if you will, a release valve. And then the seed of intention that grows the roots is really about how to sit in uncertainty. How to sit in uncertainty in such a way that you begin to trust that you can handle the outcome regardless of how it swings. We're going to get through it, regardless of how long COVID is around, regardless if we find any information out tomorrow night or come December. We are going to get through this. So let's wrap our arms around each other as we sit and hold space, and just very willingly admit that we know nothing, that life is uncertain. We may think that we know that at 6 o'clock we're going to have dinner and what we're going to put on the dinner table, and yes, that may very well come true. But there is also much that we do not know. So as we very humbly, compassionately, and patiently choose to embrace uncertainty, let it permit you to be okay with your feelings of insecurity and anxiety. And how we do so is we introduce the breath. That the breath is like a buffer, that the breath is like a nerve tonic that slips between you and your anxiety, you and your anger, you and your insecurity, so that we can continue to hold space for this great uncertain time. Soften, Soften your skin. Soften your skin in such a way that you feel your exhales leaving the pores of your skin. Soften inside your intestines, your organs, the systems of the body. Soften inside in such a way that you feel the inhale coming in. Let the inhale touch the inner you. Let the exhale touch the air around you. And just take your palms up toward your face and softly with the pads of your fingers massage through your hairline, your temples, your brow, and your forehead. Softening all that area that's been overthinking, over-planning, all that area that feels gripped from this very, very intense time right now. And then maybe just let your palms support your face as you drop your face into your palms. This gentle gesture of surrender. Embracing the reality of your insecurity, right? It's real. But there is more. There is more to discover other than a state of insecurity, other than a state of chaos and turmoil. There's so much more for us to discover. For now, just let your face drop into it. Let your head be held by your hands. It's been working so hard, give it a rest. Surrender. And then just very slowly return your head so that it sits on top of the base of your tail through your spine. This easy seat. This gentle position as you rest your palms atop your thighs and sink heavily down into the base of your hips. Let the shoulders go away from the ears. Maybe take a few shoulder rolls or shrugs. Move the shoulders a little bit. Move the neck a little bit. And then just gently realign yourself, realigning yourself to your current state of reality, which is probably chaos, myself included, right? We're not here to run away from that. We're here to work with it. We're here to relate to it. As much as we don't like it, it is there. See if there's anything else holding on as far as tension goes. Maybe it needs a little working over, a passive massage. And let's return our awareness back into the breath. Remember, it's the buffer. It's the nerve tonic. And we just try, right? We just do the best we can to get the breath to move from the belly to the chest on the inhale. And from the chest to the belly on the exhale. And let's just please notice, without judging the breath quality, right? So easy to project out and go, well, my breath isn't very good today because of this, this, and this, so I better go fix this and this and this. Did I vote yet? Did I do it? Blah, 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 right? And the chatter, and the chatter, and the chatter, right? There's nothing you need to fix. Try not to project yourself outside. Go inward. Dissolve the judgment. Observe the breath. Feel yourself breathing. Remember, the inhales touch the innards, and And the exhales touch the air. Feel the transit. Feel something else happening other than your state of anxiety or anger or insecurity. And let us notice, let it birth consciousness. Let it wake our awareness, this breath. As it comes in the body on the inhale and as it goes out the body on the exhale, as we birth consciousness here, let us realize that we are breathing with our uncertainty, breathing with the uncertainty of the United States, breathing with the uncertainty of the world. We're breathing with it. That matters. It does not have a hold on us. It has not arrested us. We do not have to react in this moment in time. We have the choice right now to be breathed through the experience while the uncertainty still exists. It does not have to attack us. Let's go a little deeper. So we dig a little deeper. We grow roots a little further. Remember, those roots are underneath the chaos, giving us a seat of security underneath all the insecurity. Empty the breath from the underbelly. Slowly breathe in. Gently retain in. Gradually breathe out. Gently retain in. Slowly breathe in. Gently retain in. Gradually breathe out. And gently retain in. Breathe in. Retain. Breathe out. Retain. Breathe in. Retain. Breathe out. Retain. And release the lock of the belly. Let it go. Move yourself around. Let the breath flow. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths in the nose. Out the mouth. Again. One more. Let's sit together a few more moments, right? We've come together to sit together. Let's relish the breath. Let's delight in the breath. Let's realize that the breath is there as the uncertainty is. We are all learning how to breathe with it. And it is the breath that creates the navigating through the experience as the experience is happening rather than the projection of the experience, right? So we dissolve the outcome. Go to the breath. We will keep breathing no matter what until our last day, which we do not know. We do not know when that day is, right? So we breathe with the uncertainty of our existence. And each breath, as it touches the innards on the inhale And as it touches the skin on the exhale, oxygenates our being in such a way that the roots way underneath the surface get stronger. We are held from a deep place of security, way underneath anything that is most insecure. Hands to the heart. Breathe in. Namaste. Namaste. I truly believe, and I hope you do as well, that we are going to get through this. Through the this and the this and the this and the that and the that and the that. We are going to get through. Humans are resilient. Allow this sitting with uncertainty, this breathing with uncertainty, this sangha, this community. Allow it to fuel your existence, very much so for the next few days and few months and few whatevers, right? Whatever we have left, right? Call it when you need it. Let it assist you. Tomorrow evening I'll be holding space for us from 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time to help calm and keep us open, to help calm us and keep us as open as possible. And just to be together, you know, we'll talk a little bit, we'll chant a little bit, we'll meditate a little bit, we'll breathe a lot. I mentioned briefly the other day that chanting, you know, try not to think of it as like, I was saying that like yoga today could certainly appear like gymnastics and athletic skill and great feat, right? Practice of yoga is to create a state of oneness with oneself and therefore with others. So the way we use the shapes to create the oneness, we use the sounds to create the oneness. It's the yoga of sound, really. But it has nothing to do with singing. Like, it has nothing to do with holding notes and like church choir and that kind of thing. And plus, you know, it's going to be on Zoom, so it's you choosing to hear the sound of your own voice by yourself. And it's been one of my modalities, one of my tools for many years, and has kept me greatly sane during these crazier times in my life where I have felt terribly insecure and broken and lost. It has gotten me through greatly. It has kept me on path. It has scoured my mind from all the toxicities that anger, etc., can bring. Right? So it's allowing oneself to have anger and be insecure, but not let it grab hold of us in such a way that we become imprisoned by it. So the practice of chanting is just one of the many ways to out some of the stuff and to move it around a little bit in the head. So tomorrow, 7 to 9, we'll put the little Zoom number at the end of the feed on how you can reach me, and if not, it's on the website, Shakti Buffalo. Always grateful for contributions. It's keeping me going. You know, completely surrendered to any kind of job, position, title, and or paycheck, and just trying to be of service. And thank you in advance. Let's seal the deal, hands to the heart. So as we close this practice, let us ask that we can stay as open as possible, especially through these next couple days. Let us remind ourselves that we can wrap our arms around each other and hold space for each other to breathe through this great time of uncertainty. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with an easy heart. Namaste.